All right, I guess we're clocked in. Hey, what's going on, party people? Hope everybody's doing well out there. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure to have you guys here. I go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer, and essentially, as a spiritual healer, what I do pretty much, I help people to attain their highest level of consciousness. And in this channel, to give is to receive, I use the power of words to actually help you to attain your highest level of consciousness. Now, when I'm talking about the power of words, what I mean is, when we're talking about quotes, and the powerful thing about quotes or old saying, proverbs, or those type of statements, what they do pretty much is that they are so much like they are so um, powerful to a point where if you read or listen to certain quotes, you can be inspired by it, or to a level where you can be motivated by it, or you can also be enlightened by it. But nevertheless, it gets to pretty much act out on you in different ways depending on what the message is. But also, what you also get to realize about those quotes is that, especially the way that they are being said, the way the message is being displayed, right? It's like they demand your fucking attention. Somehow it bypass your conscious mind and makes you a lot receptive to the other, let's just say, gems or hidden knowledge that is packed into those type of statements. So to me, that's what I call the power of words. And when you look at the structure of all of those, let's just say either poetry, lyricism, or I mean, they are all structured differently. I mean, of course, I mean that's how we could make the differences in them. But the main thing that you see though, it's how these things are being said. And when it comes to the power of words, it really comes down to how those words are being put together. That's where the magic is. And to me, that's what really make these things very powerful because it's being said a certain way that not only demand your fucking attention, but that also got you open to where, if the same thing that was being said in those statements was said to you regularly, it just wouldn't make sense to you, or it just okay, it would be just okay, you heard it, it's nothing new. Whereas when you dealing with the power of words, it's the way these things are being put together, and that's to me, and that's what I call the power of words. And of course, a lot of people always say words are powerful. I'm not taking any of that away, but the best way that I realize that it works, and a lot of speakers would also know that too. If you're a speaker, it's all about the way you say things, not necessarily what saying that truly make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like even the way I speak to you, like the same message that I'm giving you, I'm pretty sure other motherfuckers or have been, in fact, have been saying it, or may even say it better, right? But what's gonna make me me is how I say it. Do you see what I'm saying? So it really comes down. So for me, when I'm talking about the power of words, and those are, the perfect example of what power of words are. And when I'm referring to the power of words in this channel here, to give is to receive, that's exactly what I'm referring to. Now, in addition to that, the benefit about, even, exploring or even talking about the power of words is that not only is captivated, I mean, it makes you more receptive. Now you willing to delve into more information that is being displayed into those statements, but you also get to experience or to get to retain certain lessons out of it that you didn't have to experience, if that makes any sense, right? So it creates the spark in you. You know what I'm saying? That spark, and that's everything. That's the awakening. right? And those power, I mean, and those statements, they have the ability of doing that. So that's why I always tell people it's not what you say, but it's how you saying it. So to me, when we're talking about the power of words, that's exactly what I mean by it. So in this channel, to give is to receive. So we use a lot of those quotes and we expand on them. And of course, the ultimate goal is to help you to attain your highest level of consciousness. So that's what I do pretty much as a spiritual healer in this channel. Now, I also have another channel if you so happen to, to be interested and like to know other stuff that I got going on, that goes by Lespri, and on that channel, that's when all hell break loose, so to speak, in terms of I'm smoking my shit, I'm talking my shit, I go in a lot more details, and of course, I mean, but anyway, check out my other channel. I've had tons of videos on there. And of course, it's all about spirituality. And as I mean, shit, like I don't see what else to talk about anyway. But anyway, so that's pretty much what we do here. And as a disclaimer, before I even get into the main conversation of what we're gonna be talking about tonight or today, you know what I'm saying, is to me, like I always say, wisdom is wisdom, regardless of where you come from or where it comes from. It doesn't matter. And I always say this, right? The truth is the truth, man. Even if it comes out, in fact, if it comes out of a mouth of a 5-year-old mouth, it doesn't make it any lesser truth. When it's the truth, it's the truth, man. So as a result, because of that, and this is pretty much the foundation and the core, that I have chosen for myself, and being a man of God or a man of wisdom, or a man of spirit, however you choose to look at it, we embody everything, especially if it makes sense, especially if it contributes to our well-being and if it helps us to elevate. So a lot of my quotes, and so it was a long way to say a lot of those quotes, this is going to be another one from Buddha, but a lot of those quotes, they actually come from many different sources. I've used the Bible, I've used Sufis, Kabbalion, Kabbalah, doesn't fucking matter. If it talks to me, then I respond. And my response is pretty much, seeing how I can, approach it, but most importantly, sharing it with you guys. So that was my one disclaimer. And let me see if I'm missing anything else. Nah, I think that should be it. Okay, bam. So this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. So if you light a lamp for someone else, it would also brighten your path. So now we're going to have to let that sink in for a minute because, and again, and this is the amazing, I mean, the shit that I love about these things, right? And here's something else too, and I forgot to mention that. I mean, I'm not sure about you, but when I'm also talking about the power of words, right? You get to, I know for me personally, and I know it does happen for other people too, but you get to witness how the words is pretty much acting out on you. And that is one of the main reasons I'm not even going to hold you why I fucking love this shit. Like, it was just a certain way it's being said, and it just touched me a certain way. I'm like, ooh, fuck me up. No Didi. Alright? But anyway, getting into, oh man, this is actually amazing. So now, I mean, and just so you guys know too, like, this is pretty much in essence, or in so many ways, this is the proper definition of, well, I wouldn't say the proper definition, but one of the main thing about to give is to receive. When you understand, like, if you light a lamp for someone else, it would also brighten your path. So that is one of the ways, I mean, because this is also talking about, what I'm saying, to give is to receive. In other words, the reward of what you're doing, is in the thing that you're doing. But anyway, I think I might be stretching it a little bit, but that's the beauty of those statements because they're not limited to one thing, and they are also allow you to become receptive to more shit, to more other stuff. So that's another beauty of it too. But anyway, so if we were to analyze, let's get into it because let's unpack it, right? So what this is also saying, because in so many words, it's also bringing awareness to your action, right? Because if you light a lamp for someone, right? So therefore, this is something you're doing intentionally, but this is also showing you that accountability, your action. I mean, in so many words, what this is truly talking about, one of the main thing, I think the main message here is that you're gonna have to put up with your action. I mean, as much as it could either affect other people, either being detrimental or even being inspirational, whatever the fuck it is, outside of that, you're gonna have to put up with your own words. In other words, this is truly talking about karma in so many words. I mean, in so many ways. But before we get there, you know what I'm saying? Let's just unpack so many different things, right? So I just wanted to make sure that, I'm not keeping your eyes off the prize, but there are so many prizes in here. You know what I'm saying? So don't be too limited or too shallow into, or too narrow or don't be boxed in. I mean, don't box yourself in, because there's a lot to unpack here. So the first thing for me, I was able to it helps you to become aware of your actions, right? Obviously, to make a world a better place, we have to be the difference. I mean, you got to become the different. I mean, the difference. You're gonna have to become different for you to make the difference that you're willing to make, right? So, what this is also saying in so many words, your actions have impact on other people, right? Because obviously, by you choosing to, light a lamp of somebody else, it allows them, I mean, although they didn't quite mention that though, because if you do that, because whoever that person is, now also their path are also being brightened too. So that's one of the benefit of your deeds, right? So you can either do good things to people or you could do bad things to people too. So keep that in mind. Although, this was not addressed here, but again,